Okay, on the other end.
And in 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to the Nerdy Enough Podcast. I am your host, Bear. Joining me as always is Cypher.
Hello.
Anthony.
Hello.
Eric.
Yo.
And our new friend, Emily.
Hey.
Now, today's show, if you can't already tell from our stunning intro, we are going to be talking
Marvelous. You know, that took months to
It
think
was
of.
wonderful.
It was all scripted out. Like, we had to powwow for like a week and a half,
Yeah.
on the script.
We wrote several scripts. We had Tommy Wiseau fly in and just help us out.
Nailed down it real hard,
Yeah.
but finally we got it down in like that nice 2-minute chunk.
Yeah.
It used to be like 30, but...
We had a professional violinist come and play that Vivaldi piece.
Exactly. So, of course, we're going to be talking about a Link Between Worlds.
Game of the year.
Yeah, totally. Like,
Definitely.
Don't spoilers. I know, but it's kind of going
If
to.
you haven't played it by now,
I don't know.
What the
what's
fuck
wrong.
is wrong with you?
If you own a 3DS, you haven't played Link Between
I stupidly
Worlds.
picked up the new entry in Odyssey instead. I don't know what came over me.
Yeah.
get out of this.
Atlas
room, man.
fanboys.
Get out! Just get out of here!
Do you
Yeah.
see how much
I knew
Zelda,
that was coming
Do you see
sooner
how
or
much
later.
Zelda crap we have around this room?
Oh man, Zelda hats.
Zelda
two
hats.
of them, and
Zelda sword, Zelda shield,
I've got
Zelda
the
tattoos,
limited edition of Hyrule
more Zelda
Historia.
hats. Hyrule
A Zelda
Historia.
limited edition human being.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, okay, I'll get up for you.
That's
This is
not
great.
special because that's not special because technically we're all limited edition, Eric. Unless you're a twin.
There's
You're
one of
kinda
a
fucked.
kind.
No, a Nintendo brand Zelda human being.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Go
Okay.
sit in the corner.
Oh, this couch.
But also, there's a few other games, like mainly I'll be talking about, like for a little bit, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which
And
is...
who makes a game about pirates?
I know, it's so lame.
I know.
Especially when you weren't about pirates to begin
Yeah. So, and there's a bunch of other stuff, like, it's been a while since we've done a podcast, go figure, you know
About a
what I mean?
month almost going on too.
Yeah.
About a month.
Yeah, it's
And
because
so-
we're all so busy sleeping and doing other
Work.
shit.
I've got
Yeah.
work.
Holidays and Christmas.
You know, things like drinking and birthdays and such like
Hookers, crime sprees, you know, the usual.
that. Orgies, but...
This
beside the
mofo
point.
just turned 24.
Yeah, yo.
He's old.
Wish him a happy
Some of you
birthday.
guys are really old.
Excuse
Yeah.
you, princess.
Well,
Yeah.
excuse me, princess. I'm 21, actually.
Yeah.
and a half.
September, yes I have.
Way
Oh,
to
God.
go.
Oh, God.
So let's get a couple things out of the way. First of all, of course, A Link Between Worlds is the game of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, like I
I love
said,
that sound.
like I was saying,
Beautiful.
spoilers, because I might do some kind of list sometime soon if I get off my lazy ass and write it.
Someday.
Or if you stay on your lazy ass.
You have a point.
You can sit on your lazy ass, just be productive.
Yes.
Just write it. You know, just
Yeah, no,
you
it's...
can stand up and write it.
I don't have a standing desk.
Oh.
Though, and I stand up all
Write
day
that down.
anyway.
We need that.
Standing
Yeah,
A
desk.
that's
standing
no
desk,
problem.
so we can never use it.
Actually,
Yeah,
I was standing
exactly.
desk.
No, we get one of those desks that move like both up and down. They have automated standing
Oh.
desks now.
So we can eat standing up, and
You can do
Wait.
anything.
I don't
standing
know.
up.
Well, we could feel really guilty when we have to, like, you know, sit down and like push the button to make it go down. And that sound is the sound of guilt. Of like,
And when the battery or the whatever runs out, you just be like, grab it.
well,
It's in between standing and sitting.
shit.
Shit.
And it's too, and like when you're standing up, it's like this, so you have to crouch over.
Yeah.
But yeah, Link Between Worlds. That's a damn fine motherfucking game right there.
Honestly, it has slowly become one of my favorite Zelda games. I love Zelda. Don't get me wrong.
Who doesn't?
I've played almost every game through and through, but there are just some games where you get to a point where it's like,
Man, you know, like I just recently played through Wind Waker, which like was my favorite Zelda game of the past 10 years. And yeah, fucking holy crap. Link Between Worlds just
Mine was a
just
Link to
blew.
the Past because it's a very straightforward game. It's got a good difficulty curve, but it's really great. You go through it. You can go through it in like basically a sitting, not as in like you're gonna sit there, but you can go through it without getting really stuck or having to resort to guys. Now, fuck whoever made the water temple in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I
No,
agree with that.
I know if you can pay attention to it.
I've
like-
played that game enough times. I
Yeah.
know that whole temple.
The thing
by
about the
heart,
water
but-
temple is, if you go through it, you get halfway through it, then leave and come back, you're completely lost.
Yeah.
Completely lost.
Yeah, you
But,
can
but Francis, why would you leave a dungeon?
Exactly.
Why would you leave the dungeon?
You know why? Because you've spent the last hour and a half trying to find that fucking door.
There's that one key that
That
you can't
one
find.
key
Well,
that you
remember,
can't find.
there's one at the very bottom of the tower. There's like another few between you and Rudo. There's like walls you have to bomb, and you have to get the levels just right.
Yeah.
And there actually was some kind of thing where you can use the keys in the wrong set of order,
Yeah.
and it could fuck up the game for you, like you couldn't progress. And I fixed it for somebody one time playing the original game, and I think this was years ago. Our friend Nick was saying like, "Wow, like you figured that out. People don't figure that out just offhand." It's like,
Yeah.
I played this game a fucking lot.
Yeah, there are like despite how the game works, there is a sort of logical progression to how you open doors and you know which rooms you go into. I got stuck a couple times in Link Between Worlds, and I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have opened this door, which only leads to a treasure chest and nothing of progression. I was like, crap, now what am I gonna do? But it was hard enough for me to have to rack my brain, but easy enough for me to be like,
You could do it on your own.
All
Yeah.
right.
Or like you could sleep on it for a sec. Be like, oh, I'm going through this. It's like, oh wait, okay, I can't figure this out. I'm gonna go to bed, and then like a strike of lightning, it comes to you. And for me, when I was playing Skyward Sword, that happened like maybe like about like 2 or 3 times. Like I really enjoyed Skyward Sword. It was a great game and all. It's just that there was like only very few lightning bolt parts where it's like, oh, I totally know this. Like I need to like just think for a second, and then I figured out the puzzle, no problem. Never really got stuck that much in Skyward Sword. In this game, like almost every dungeon, I'm like, okay, what do I do? Oh, like constant.
Dark
fun.
Palace? Man, fuck that.
Dark
Palace
Palace.
was-
Dark Palace was
Boy.
a ton of fun.
It was great. Once you get the hang of it, you know that one room where it's completely like the floor is completely see-through. I went through that room without turning off the lamps.
Memorizing everything
And
so
when I
that you-
figured out that you had to turn off the lamps, I was like, stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of embed that early on in the game.
And
that
I
you
was
can
like,
hit the
I
lantern.
was like, how do we expect you to go through this room? Is it memory? That's balls hard, but it's cool. But then when I figured it out, I was like,
Those sneaky
Yeah.
bastards.
Sneaky
I see what you
bastards.
did there.
And many of the rooms that are embedded into the wall, where you have to just walk into the wall and there's like a room in there, you're like, shit.
oh yeah, like the whole
Some of the
whole
doorways
entire
and-
wall
yeah.
merging mechanic, in my opinion, is like rivals the Portal mechanic of Portal. Like it's like that much of a puzzle importance
So
to the story.
educate me. Does the game set up a way for you to learn how to intuit those situations?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
After
They make
after
it very
going
clear.
through the Dark Palace, you sort of it kind of traumatizes you. So when you're in a room and you're like, I don't know what to do. Wait, there's lamps here. Let me see. Flip. Yeah, that did it. You know?
Usually there's like an invisible wall
Yeah.
or invisible path. If there's a lantern nearby, you can basically take out any light source if it's like a torch with a sword.
Yeah, I mean, why? And if you're given that situation, from what I'm hearing, why wouldn't you do that?
No, it's just
Because sometimes
you forget.
Because sometimes the dungeons are built a specific way, where it's a pattern, you know, and they'll just throw in that randomly. That was the main thing about the Dark Palace, which it was completely dark. It was a dark and light sort of thing, where you had to turn on certain lanterns to view certain
okay.
things, and turn them off to view other things.
Okay, so it's not like skipping a treasure chest or something like
Yeah,
that.
no.
Yeah, there are some things involving treasure chests in that dungeon that I missed. Like that was one of the places that had master ore, and I needed to go back. I'm like, crap. Like I gotta go all the way figure it out, and like I just started. You have to think. You just have to think like how the puzzles work, and when you find the compass in the dungeon, they tell you where all the items are. It's like I haven't been in that room yet. I'm not leaving this temple until I get into that room. And that sense of accomplishment you get when you're just like, okay, what is it? What is it? And it's the tunic, or it's like the bomb, or it's like the other thing.
Yeah, the Titan gloves.
Yeah, the Titan gloves,
That was
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And it's I think my least favorite was the ice dungeon, because it's a
Oh.
dungeon that you have to do everything in order. You know, if you beat the dungeon and then you like miss the chest and you go back, it's gonna be hell for you to get there.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
because floors move, floors drop, and they don't go back in place.
They kind of like, well,
Yeah.
they make the whole entire thing linkable eventually by the end. Like they
Yeah.
have this whole entire path that you can walk along.
Yeah, but it still takes a
Oh yeah, no,
buttload of
it's
time.
yeah.
Take
like,
the
that's-
elevator going back up and down, and then it's
That
just
one
like you have to
that
use the
one
speed or
chest
whatever.
where you had to just
I just
walk.
found it funny with that temple though. I fall down the first thing. I'm like, oh, there's probably something at the bottom here, and it's the boss key. I'm like,
Yeah.
great, go through the rest of the dungeon without having to worrying about that.
Yeah. I like that one chest. That the only one that I missed and I went back for is like, how the hell do I do this? Where you have to wall scroll, whatever it's called.
Yeah, merge. Yeah.
And then it's like a long ass path, and you barely have enough stamina by the end. It's just like.
Well, you got the upgrade in that dungeon
Yeah.
for the endurance. So you got the endurance scrolls.
You know which one I hate? The fucking Lost Woods. I hate those hands.
Oh, the hands
Oh.
is the worst.
Come
Yeah.
down yet. I just hate them. But I liked how they put them to use.
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah,
can-
the way they can
where-
put the switches
Yeah,
down.
they can flip
Hit
switches, and stuff. Yeah.
And that comes up later on in the last dungeon. Where
Yeah.
hit the
I
hand
just hate
switch.
those goddamn
Yeah.
hands.
You?
And
It's all
it took me forever to like what was it, that one eye where you in the last dungeon where you have to have the hand slap it
Slam
down,
down
and
on
then you have to
it.
throw it,
Yeah.
or no, you have to drop it and then go back on the platform and then hook shot it
Yeah.
towards you. It took me forever to figure that out.
Yeah, like I
was
kind of got that because
bad.
you could hook shot the eyes, like
Yeah.
like last dungeon things. Oh man, and then just the way the whole entire rental system set up, like it's really cool. It's just that it's mostly like, yeah, just buy the items and there you go. You can do them in any order. By the time I hit the Dark World, I had enough to buy pretty much what I wanted. Like it's like, okay, I'll save this for later, but like the first item you buy is half off. So I'm like, oh, I want the hook shot.
Yeah.
And then lucky enough, the first dungeon I stumbled upon was the hook shot dungeon.
Huh.
So
That's good.
and it's one of the first dungeons you're in the area of, and that's where you get the tunic. So I'm like, oh great, now I can walk around the Dark World without getting killed in 2 hits. So things like that. But like also like finding the items is much easier. Like it's not like that they lay everything out. It's just that they make everything seem easier to find because you could just think back to where you've been. It's like there's this rock here. Like, oh, when I get the Titan gloves, I'll come back here. Or like you'll just be passing by some place that you might have never been before, and you're like, oh, there's a new crack there. I need to go through that crack, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll end up somewhere else. And usually it leads to a heart piece or something, or another mime eye.
Kids,
It was
remember, crack is whack unless you're playing Link Between Worlds. And it's the shit.
Yeah. Go through the cracks.
Let's talk about
Down
the
the rabbit hole.
funnest edition of the Link Between Worlds.
The
Mime
baseball
Eyes.
game.
The Mime
What?
Eyes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fuck that baseball
Yeah,
game.
If you know what you're doing, that baseball game is kind of fun, but it is a bit.
Use your sword to hit the ball.
It's a stick.
The thing about Mime Eyes is that like for every 10 you can upgrade a weapon, or
You get a nice version
you
of
get
the
a
weapon.
nice version of
It's
the
a
weapon.
nice bow.
It's a nice bow.
Nice hook shot.
It shoots 3 arrows now. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, and
And
the
all
whole,
3 miss.
that whole endurance system is like one of the best things about the game is the endurance system. Like
Yeah.
you think like, oh yeah, we just put the magic meter and the arrow count, the bomb count, any type of count is all attached to this one meter. And if you're using it too much, you're just going to drain it rather than having to go find bombs, having to go find arrows individually. It's fucking great.
It's
Yeah.
And like it
I
definitely
mean, and it made
it
the
allows
game,
you not to spam.
and it didn't break the system, because if you had like, for example, have to find bombs or arrows, you'll eventually get 99 of everything.
Yeah.
Because you're just walking around everywhere trying to figure out how to get to some place, and you're just hitting. I hit 9,999 rupees in no time.
Yeah, like
You
you
know?
find rupees regardless,
I
even
found
without
it-
doing mini games and such.
I
You
found
just
it kind of weird how the hook shot kind of took away some magic, because every other Zelda game, it didn't really require you to use anything else besides, hey, you have the hook shot, and you can use it.
I'd say like the most useless weapon in the game is the boomerang. I like never found.
I never
one-
really found the reason
Never
to
found
use it
one
either.
combat, like not combat wise, but like never found one purpose for it in dungeons. Like they never force you to use it or anything in that.
Did you use
There
the
was-
Of course not,
exclusively
because
combat?
it's
It's good for collecting rupees. It's good for collecting items, but like that's really it.
No, because you can
It's-
use the hook shot for that too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love the boomerang for example, the treacherous tower, and for the street pass.
Yeah.
A new addition
Oh,
to the game is
yeah.
you could throw 3 of them when you have the nice version.
you street pass with people, and then you get to fight their Link.
with their
So
weapons and everything.
with the boomerang, I'm unstoppable. I just said the boomerang, and that's it. I just said the boomerang, and like if it's similar to the boomerang in when you're playing Smash Bros. Brawl
It
or
stops in
Melee.
the tracks.
And not only does it stop
Oh,
him in the
that's something
tracks,
else we need to
but
talk about.
if you throw it and the boomerang comes behind him, it brings him towards you. So sometimes I'll just throw the boomerang and I'll just run and get in front of them. So when the boomerang comes back, bam, they don't even block it. Like it's not even fair.
Yeah.
I'm a boomerang master.
I love using the ice
Fine, you
rod.
call me Sokka.
Ice rod.
Because boomerang always comes back.
Ice
to-
rod.
Yeah, the thing is
and
that
hammer.
the magic items, they some of them they have lag, and they use a lot of your endurance.
Oh yeah, they use
bar.
way
They
more
use
than
a lot,
like
especially when they're powered up.
Throwing the boomerang does
Barely
nothing
anything.
to my endurance, and it's a lot more useful for me. Like using projectiles and stuff. Since I played Zelda in fucking Brawl, it's using projectiles to get in my ways. You know, you guys know. You guys.
Oh
know.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
We can talk about that later too.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
Yeah.
It's a fun
But,
right there.
But I like also that you can upgrade the Master Sword.
Yes, that's a key thing.
That was fun to do, actually. Find the ores to do that.
I know. Me and you are very similar with liking the second version of the Master
I like
Sword
the
better.
Red Master Sword.
Red Master Sword looks so cool because it's got like the bluish purple hilt.
Yeah.
And the gold one's cool and all, like because it's like more powerful.
Yeah, it's
but
cool.
like design wise, a red Master Sword. How does that not sound awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
You know, you guys make me feel bad because technically I own the game, but I have yet to play it. Like, cause someone gave it to me as a downloadable,
Oh,
but I
that's
don't
cool.
have the space on my SD card.
You
You
start
It's
deleting
like I'm
shit.
trying to wait
You
You
need
it.
to get
start
a USB
deleting
card.
shit. You should delete shit right now.
The deleted stuff will be able to be re-downloaded,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy it.
like on a regular PC or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts, though, was how they had the whole endurance round in the tower in the mountains. How
Treasure's Tower, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, man,
able to
that's-
take down 50 like
Oh,
bad
that's-
guys
it's
twice.
so great.
It's a
It's
fun
so
thing
great.
to do.
Like just going through it, it's kind of like
They pay you
it's
handsomely,
kind of like
too,
the
which I
battle maison in Pokemon.
They do
Just
battle
go-
mazes. They do.
just
Yeah,
go
they've done
straight,
done
yeah.
towers or like dungeons like this in Zelda games before, like in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Wind Waker in general.
It's so great. Like the 51 is pretty hard. Don't get me wrong, but like
when you
it's-
have both tunics and you have all
Yeah,
the
like the
stuff.
strongest weapons.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
you
like
have fairies.
but it's
You're-
still hard.
It still
it's
gets
still hard,
hard.
and the
You still
tower,
have to think.
The tower actually helps you. So like every 5, I think, every 5
They
or
give
10,
you hearts.
They give you hearts, or they give you a fairy in one of them.
yeah, they
So
do.
so you can keep going. I just wish that they would have changed the bosses because that hamburger one that you just have to hit the end of it.
I always thought it was
it's
like
easy.
it looks
It's
so
easy.
easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Hit the
easy.
tail and destroy the giant hamburger worm.
Yeah,
Which boss would have been better for that?
What would be a good
the eyeball dude. The
No,
eyeball.
and Eyeball was
Nah.
really easy with the hook
Nah,
shot.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the harder bosses.
The one with the rupees. The guy. Oh no,
The
the
giant turtle one. How about that one?
guy with the shield.
Had a very
The
hard
guy with the shield was
The guy
really
with the
cool.
shield from the Thief's
Yeah.
dungeon.
Yeah, that was.
So you have to merge into a shield, and he's like,
Where'd you
"Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
That's so great.
Alright,
Oh,
where are
man.
you? You hit by who's hitting me in the back?
Who do you think you are trying to hit me in the back?
And then when the shield's gone, it's like, oh fuck.
Well, yeah, I think I was already doing good
You're
enough.
dead.
Is it is that still intuitive? Or,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
see
still wonder
you
how-
see the shield,
I
and
still
you're like,
wonder how
I
they
bet I
figured
can
it-
merge on that.
Yeah, no, because the
It's
shield
like-
looks like a piece of wall. Like that's the thing.
Because,
then
like,
it's
I was
like,
wondering
hey,
how
I'm a
Nick
design.
beat
You
the
can't see
game
me.
deathless.
That's
Some of the stuff you have to kind of think about.
That's
for,
Nick.
For example,
Okay.
like the final boss.
Oh, I was about to say
When
that.
you have to, when you merge into the wall and you have to shoot it with arrows. For me, I just kept shooting it with arrows. I was like,
Spoilers.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. This is not doing a damn thing. What do I do? Oh wait,
Accidentally-
while he's busy blocking, I have to go and merge from behind
Blah, blah,
and then
blah,
shoot
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Or I have to,
Do 2 arrows.
the
do two
last blow,
arrows.
the last blow always caught
Oh,
me.
it's-
Like I was like, how do I do this? Oops, I shot the wrong way. Wait, what? It goes behind.
You got
him.
fucking lucky.
Oh!
I'm just racking my brain. What do I do? It just,
You
you just flip your shit.
That's
Flip your
the
shit.
thing about this
Flip your
game
shit.
is that just think. Like that's the thing. Like stop for a second. Don't try and bum rush everything. Think about the puzzle you're doing, and it's like perfectly balanced between combat and
One
puzzles.
thing I wish they would have done, and it would have
I'll
made the
find
game,
combat is
would have
really
made
cool,
that boss harder, but it would have been better once you master it. When it's throwing you the balls, that you have to whack them back, where you have to act. I would have preferred it where you have to actually time the hits.
Yeah, no,
instead of
they-
just whacking the sword about.
Well, they had it going for timing
Yeah.
for a second, but the last time it goes towards you, they slow it down by like a millisecond, and it's just enough to get you off the rhythm, and that's like they did that on purpose.
For me, it was when he was doing the 2, because I was getting everything was fine, but then the last one from the 2 is the one that kept getting me. And I was like, wait a minute, what if I just wave my sword? Oh, well, this isn't hard at all anymore.
Yeah,
But it was good, and
merge.
Oh, that reveal.
Yeah, we
That
should
reveal.
not say that reveal because you have to just play the game in order to see.
And the one thing I want to talk about, and it's kind of spoilerish, but I'm not gonna go too much into it. Where are the items in Hyrule? Because technically, the items that you buy,
I know. There's
You know.
you're trying to think on the whole thing that there has to be one of everything in both worlds. But
or completely different items.
yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
I'm just saying is that items are items. It's not people. There's a big difference between the two things. Like,
Yeah.
just because items exist in one world doesn't mean they have to exist in another. They probably do. Who knows?
might.
I
But
mean,
it's
they
never
would
really-
exist as human constructs, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
No, but think about it. You need some of these items to beat the temples in the first part of the game.
Yeah.
So they have to exist.
Well, maybe they're
Hyrule.
just probably the same exact thing, just maybe a light world counter. But then again, they're not really dark world versions of the items
Yeah.
anyway either. Who knows? It's probably just the same thing between both. I'm just saying, like
I don't know.
Hey, you're thinking too deeply about this.
I have to. It's Zelda.
Speaking of which, what did you think about the characters in Lowell, like Hilda, and then you know, the surprise character?
We're not saying the surprise, but yeah.
I mean, but what do you think about the new characters?
I mean,
that
it
they
was
brought into the
it was
series?
predictable.
Well, yeah,
like
no,
how
it
the bad
seemed
guys,
it
like-
seemed pretty obvious in some cases.
Yeah.
Considering like all the stuff that pops up with her throughout the game, just like, oh yes, Princess Zelda, your hero is trying to save us, blah blah blah.
He's really trying.
But one thing that also got me a little weary is where are the Sage descendants in Lorule?
You're yet again. I think you're thinking a little too hard into this.
No, I mean,
well,
there has to be.
maybe
I
the
like that
chaos of
naming
the
scheme,
destruction of the
kind of.
Triforce might have had something to do with it. Maybe. I mean, they said
just-
after they
yeah.
destroyed it,
Yeah.
they did bring the world to shit. But then it makes you wonder. Maybe they kind of went with it at some point.
And how long ago did they destroy it? Because that world
They
was,
said centuries
Yeah,
or something.
And
but-
so
but
they showed
the
us
world
now
wasn't-
on-
honestly, it didn't look that bad.
Well, yeah, like
For
well, there
being
weren't-
centuries.
It just looked like a
there
battlefield.
There
That was
weren't
about it.
that many humans either. Like all that other, like it was basically just the Thieves Guild and Hilda, and that's really about
the
it.
blacksmiths.
Yuga.
The blacksmith and Yuga.
I can make a stronger sword.
Yuga, yeah.
That's nothing.
I could make your sword even better. It's like if you just get me more master.
That's
Ore.
what she said.
Hi-yo! But yeah, no. So like I said before, spoilers. Link Between Worlds is the game of the year. I've got other games that I'm looking into for my list, and what I mean by game of the year, it's not like the definitive 100%. Everyone's opinion should be mine. This is just my opinion for my favorites. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's my favorite because I haven't played everything this year.
And I'm not a fan of all the Zelda games. You know, Twilight Princess was okay.
Twilight Princess.
Ending
I
was a little
I love
short-ended,
Ocarina of Time, and my favorite is A Link to the Past. I'm still, you know, regardless.
Ocarina of Time is still like
Yeah.
the best game of all time in my opinion.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
so.
Majora's Mask was
That's one of my favorites.
for me. You know,
one of my favorites.
For me,
I just looked at
it's
Dark
because
Souls.
I grew up with Ocarina of Time. By the time Majora's Mask came out, I was just like,
I
don't
was
know.
still way into Zelda like when that
Yeah.
came
What
out.
was
like,
your first Legend of Zelda game, actually?
Ocarina of Time?
Yours?
Link to the Past.
I got Legend of Zelda 2 back then when that came about, when I had my early NES days.
Yeah, so like you got into it like real.
And
well, you
the
had-
game I officially beat first, I think, was probably Majora's Mask at that point. Because remember, I did skip Super Nintendo for that point.
Yeah, I didn't. I, never,
didn't get it.
The
I didn't
only
get
the
it
first
from
one
you.
I
I didn't
beat was
get-
Link to the Past.
I didn't get Link to the
Ocarina,
Past on the Super
and
Nintendo.
I got the Link to the Past Game Boy remake. See,
I
that's
like that
That's
game.
the one that I beat.
That's the
But then I went back and beat the SNES one. But Ocarina of Time, I'd always sit there with my brother, and we'd just be playing, and he was always playing. Not because he was older, but because I was just like I was scared
Yeah.
of the game. Like I was a kid, and it was a very dark game.
It's
you know?
like, teach me what happens. Well, let's see.
And I was like,
I
fuck
go into
those
the dark
zombies.
world and I turn into a bunny. No, where's my sword?
And it's established that I'm more of a handheld gamer. Golden
I've
Sun.
heard that about you.
What else?
Golden Sun is my favorite franchise of all time.
Yeah,
hands down.
I can believe
Golden
that.
Sun.
I need
To
to
me,
try that franchise.
I've played Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, and
The
what
DS
is it?
one?
Yeah,
Lost
both
A-
the DS ones.
Well, Dark Dawn is the DS.
There was
Lost
only-
Age is the second
Yeah.
one of GBA.
Yeah, and
There's
like
two
Fire
GBA ones.
Emblem. I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan, but the Awakening for
Oh,
3DS
so
is
good.
one of my favorite games, hands down. But
Like-
this game, like I can tell you, there are very few games that I will sit through and just beat. After a while, I'm just like, yeah, it's a great game. You know?
Next.
You
I like,
know?
that, I like that most of the
No,
time.
it's that game that stays with you. It's that
Yeah.
game that's just like, man, like I almost want to like go back and like try it a little bit more.
Yeah, and
But
like,
I'll do it
happened-
someday. But
that
I'm
happened
gonna
with
keep
Fire
it.
Emblem. Like after I beat the game, I was like, I want more. And they had all these side quests and all this other stuff. And you're like, I'm gonna keep doing it. And then
Yeah.
it's like, wait, I can marry this person with this person, and then I get these abilities, and then fuck, I'm gonna raise these characters. I clocked in at about like 40 something hours in Awakening.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Zelda. Like, I didn't finish the game until I had gotten all the Mai-Mais, beat the Treacherous Tower and all that crap, you know. that's when I went back and I beat the game. And I'm still missing all the hearts, and I'm still
I got all the heart pieces.
I'm missing all the street pass.
Did you get all the
achievements.
items in every dungeon though in low rule?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, I got all the items, and I
Okay.
did the treacherous tower twice, the 50.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You got the super net. You can actually
Yeah,
hurt
you
your
can-
opponents now with that.
but you can do it from the get go.
I just thought it like, yeah.
No, you
Even
can
with
hit
the
them.
lantern, you can hit.
I
them.
was just
I
like,
would,
yeah.
I'd do that. I'd just fuck around.
You
Feel my fury.
want to talk about Zelda games? There was a new Zelda game
Do
announced
we
recently.
want to talk about Zelda games?
Yes,
Okay.
because
Maybe
we
back to
Zelda no Densetsu.
yeah the Zelda Muso, Hyrule
Oh,
Hyrule Muso,
Hyrule Warriors.
Yes, that's the working title.
See, I don't know how to feel about that.
Neither do I.
Because the thing about Muso game is, when you're going through a level, there's some great puzzles. The Pirate Warriors one, for One Piece, it was amazing. You know, I went through the storyline. I'm a big One Piece fan, and I bought it in Japanese. Like, I played that game in Japanese, and I was like,
I heard a lot of okay about like the Gundam ones, but
yeah.
I've
They're
heard some
okay. I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about it,
And
Gundam
you
is a
enjoy
very...
you enjoy the Hokuto no Ken one, right?
Yeah,
and the
like-
Saint Seiya one was pretty badass.
Yeah, I
Yeah, like
love
they make some okay ones. Like they're not like the
But
most in depth.
It
But what
depends,
people
though.
don't really see is that it's not just about hordes of people. There are boss fights.
There's crowd stuff.
There
and,
are
like,
boss fights, and the boss fights are balls hard.
Oh
and
yeah.
they need to be
can.
carefully.
It
managed.
took me like 4 months to beat fucking Aokiji in One Piece, and I was like,
Well, because
this-
also it was in
oh.
Japanese, so it's like
No, not even because it was in Japanese. The guy was just really. It was hard because he freezes you, and then he just. And you're just like,
Yeah,
you're
no.
so slow, Luffy.
Yeah. So the new game looks like it's like you're fighting hordes of like moblins and a bunch of other enemies. And
It's
then,
Dodongo.
But there's the Dodongo.
yeah, there's like Dodongo randomly there, and like you're throwing a ton of bombs and you're killing a bunch of dudes. with
Yeah,
wings.
one of the moves is just he just pulls out like 7 bombs.
That looks cool. Like it would
Yeah.
be great. I really hope it works out fine. It's developed by Koei Tecmo, so it's like the people who make the Dynasty Warriors games. So it'll at least work. But
Maybe.
I hope that's not all it is, or I hope it's at least enjoyable.
I hope
and
it's
fun.
canon. You know.
That's also another thing.
I hope that I hope
It
that
doesn't,
story-
it doesn't have to be canon, that's the thing. Like, it would be cool, because, like I said to you a few times, in the trailer, it's Link wearing a scarf, and he has, like, armor on one side of his arm, like a fleece. And the only type of Link that I know of that has a scarf and a fleece is from the manga before the events of Skyward Sword and Hyrule and everything. So, hearing the name, I'm like, oh, so it's not set before Skyward Sword, but it probably... They could change the name, definitely, be like The Legend of Zelda, something.
It couldn't be Legend of Zelda because
Or
the
it could
first-
be-
the first Zelda and the first Link technically are the
Was
ones from
Skyward
Skyward
Sword.
Sword.
Yeah.
There's Hylia's Warrior, which is the predecessor to
Hylia
Link.
Warriors Extreme Legends, Hylia
Yeah.
Warriors 2,
Yeah.
Hylia Warriors Extreme Legends 3. That then you go into the Dynasty Warriors situation,
Yeah.
and then there's, get this, Dynasty Warriors Gundam Zelda.
They're just about to bring back a Hylia Warriors Gundam.
Yeah, and it's just
You've
like
got the hookshot Gundam.
Master Gundam, let's
I
go!
think they couldn't franchise Gundam anymore. Then they bring in Zelda.
and then you
It's the only
have
logical step back
The
towards
Goron
Sega
Gundam.
at this point.
It's basically a red Zaku like Char's.
Yes.
Oh god. A
Char
giant blue
Aznavour.
Zora
Char
Gundam.
Aznavour.
Giant blue Zora Gundam. Just fucking a giant guitar.
Oh no, that's your rival, Dark Link.
He has a Dark Gundam.
Dark Gundam.
Spoilers.
How would you call the
Spoilers.
attacks if you're Link?
Oh god.
You don't have one of those speech
No,
translators.
no.
like
What you do
did
is
for
you
the
take
intro,
you
right?
take my love, my anger,
And all of my rubies.
Triforce appears in his head. It just.
You take my courage,
Triforce of anger,
My
my
wisdom,
love,
and all of my
and
power.
my entire Triforce of sorrow.
Oh god.
Oh God! All right,
You obtained the Shining Finger.
I think that's where we stop the Zelda discussion
All right,
for a bit.
it's too much Zelda.
So we'll go on to the next topic. I'm just going to talk about it real quick.
Zelda.
No one else has played it, so I'm going to talk about Assassin's Creed 4 Black
That's
Flag.
not fun. Who makes a game about pirates?
Everyone does.
Even Zelda made a game about pirates.
It's
Couple
true.
games
10
about
years
pirates.
ago.
And this year too.
Oh,
They remade
It's a
it.
See, they
remake.
did it.
Ah,
They,
it's a remake.
I would have my thick.
How many? Let's think about it. How many good pirate games are there?
Okay, there's Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah.
There's Zelda. There's second Wind Waker. There's there was a canceled Pirates.
Can you count Spirit Tracks?
Can you count canceled
Spirit
games?
Tracks doesn't have pirates. It has trains. And remember, kids love trains.
So
Like
does
Thomas.
Sheldon.
I like trains.
I like trains.
I like cereal.
I like
So-
turtles.
So,
I like turtles.
there was Sid Meier's Pirates.
Oh yeah.
Civilization.
No,
Type-
Sid
Of
Meier's
the
Pirates.
same thing, but
It's like kind of like an MMO, but not an MMO.
That's
Give it-
three.
like Final Fantasy 12.
There was a canceled Pirates of the Caribbean RPG.
Can we
yeah,
count that?
doesn't count because
No.
it's not real.
Wasn't there an MMO Pirates of the Caribbean
But yeah,
that no one
so-
has to think about?
Isn't there Power Rangers?
Go Kiker,
Go Kiker.
which is based
That's
off.
pirate themed.
That's pirate
Yeah.
themed.
Yes.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Super Mega Force in America, which looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed 4 takes place, of course, after 3, but all this stuff that's inside the Animus, like the whole entire like plot device of Assassin's Creed.
I like Animus. Akira's my favorite.
Yay!
I don't even know you anymore. But yeah, so it takes place in the Animus. It's before the events of Assassin's Creed 3, so it's like it's Connor's grandfather, and that's it's Edward Kenway, and he's just a pirate, and he steals assassins and assassins robes.
Fiddle-dee-dee, being a pirate. You are a pirate.
So-
You are a pirate.
Ray!
Just
Oh God,
set him up and
this
knock him down.
podcast is over.
Oh.
Just kidding. So yeah,
Does X marks the spot, lady? Because I'd like to plunder that booty. Ah, bad pirate jokes. Let's go.
dirty enough is later. Remember.
Dirty enough.
So,
After the kitties go to sleep.
So, Assassin's Creed 4 brings back what I believe Assassin's Creed should be. Like, this amazing franchise that's supposed to be this popular. Like, 3 was really
Concealed
disappointing.
daggers.
Always. Like, just wrist daggers, wrist blades, jumping off buildings, like, sinking viewpoints. And so the whole entire pirate mechanic is that you get a boat, of course.
Falling onto a pile of hay.
They did a bunch of that stuff in Assassin's Creed 3 where you had, like, ship combat, but it was not really, germane to the story. It was a part of, like, side
Harpooning.
quests.
Whale harpooning.
Oh, that's part of it now.
Split your
lungs with blood and
thunder.
Yeah, no, I tried playing that while I was playing the harpooning scenes, and the only video I could find on YouTube is an old one from 2006. So the audio is terrible. But yeah, no, so I'm just like, yeah, I was trying to put it up on iTunes, but yeah, no, so, but there's so much to do in Assassin's Creed 4 that I still haven't finished it. Like, you're just going on the sea just to fight boats is fun, and you collect metal and wood and cloth and all this other minerals from them.
And booty.
Yeah, like rum and sugar. You sell that off, and you can upgrade your ship. There's a crafting system, so you're just trying to find things to make your character better, make your ship better. And then there's like the main storyline, but there's other things you can find. There's like a million different collectibles, and for the first time ever, Assassin's Creed feels like an open world game. Like,
Was it always intended to be an open?
yes, like they call it an open world franchise, and it isn't open world games per se, but it was like in the middle of one city and you're always on foot. Like, yeah, you can go on horseback and then you can go to like other towns, but it never felt connected. Assassin's Creed 4 feels like one big connected ocean, and it's really well done. Like, yeah, there's load points between when you're going to areas, but it just works well. Like, it feels like, yeah, like you couldn't just load into this town.
I mean, there's even load points in GTA.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
famously the open world game.
Yeah, like, it's just really well done, and the boat combat is just so much fun.
Wait, before that,
What?
GTA what? Wait, what
Yeah,
was
before-
all that talk about people saying GTA 5 is going to be the greatest game of all time?
We haven't played it
because
yet.
because it sold a lot of shit. But
I
you hear
played a little
that?
bit of
That's
it.
crickets. That's
Yeah.
crickets. I don't hear a goddamn thing about GTA 5 or GTA Online. All those people talking trash about, oh,
It's-
Pokemon X and Y are going to get overshadowed by GTA Online. You must not know. You must be new here. Sit down and let me school you on Pokemon.
People are still talking about
Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah, I
Not
don't
many people are
understand
talking
the
about
GTA
GTA.
games.
Yeah, people are still talking about Pokemon. When that bank comes out with Celebi,
Next week,
wrecking shit. Left and right, left and right.
I'm gonna bring my
You,
Porygon-Z in.
you,
I
give
think,
me
the
my.
I think the monthly fee is stupid.
Monthly fee.
It's a
That's a
yearly
yearly
fee.
Oh, it's
Yearly
it's
$5.
$5
No,
a year.
not about that.
So it's
way.
like the amount you pay for a burger per year. It's like If you
Yeah.
spend like
I
$5 less
spend-
dollars on
I
I am
don't
now
see the
spending-
point. Like, why do you have to charge for it? Like, I don't see the point.
Because it's a huge overhaul of the system. Instead of bringing compatibility, spending much more millions of dollars to make a compatible system to transfer from older games to this game.
Yeah, because it's like between
Yeah.
the 3DS and the DS, which is harder
Which
to
would,
do.
Yeah.
which would cost you money anyway.
What it's going to do now is that since you can have all of your Pokemon basically from Black and White 2 to the previous ones, you can have all of them. They're already
And they're stored up
interconnected.
in the internet.
And
They're
it's
stored
a,
in
it's a
the
cloud system. It's a cloud system. So they're going to upload all your Pokemon up there. Bam, you can pick them up whenever you want.
I already spend like $50 a year on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live now. So that's already $100 I'm dropping on 2 services.
And your Bang Bros membership.
Yeah.
Alright, so hypothetically, if you stop paying your membership, what happens? What happens
They
to Pokemon?
probably take down your stuff, but there's probably a way you can
Not
recover
take down.
it.
They,
I would
they
assume
probably
they would warn
it's,
you
it's the
first.
same way that happens with like a World of Warcraft account.
They freeze it.
If you stop paying it, you just can't access it. That's it. But when you come back, it's there.
All there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's like,
but
if you
it-
just want
but
to take
it-
a break from the game, they're not going to take
But
down
here's the
all
thing.
your shit. You don't want to pay for
Let's
it, so you're
face
not
it.
playing.
You're not going to keep all of your Pokemon in the cloud at all times. The minute you transfer your Pokemon to the cloud, I'm getting all that shit back. Put it in a box.
Yeah, you keep it in X or Y instead of
Yeah.
keeping it in the cloud.
Because I sure as hell am not going to go and fucking EV train them shits again. Now, here's my problem with the only reason why I'm getting like the Pokemon Bank. In X and Y, you can't teach Shadow Ball to Umbreon because there's no real move tutor in the game. So initially, you have to go to Black and White 2 and teach a Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. Now, the problem with that is that in Black and White 2, you had the old Eevee training. So either you completely Eevee train, and this is where I'm a little confused. I don't know if I transfer up to the cloud, get it back, can I reset bag it and re-Eevee it, or I don't know how it's going to work.
Probably.
It could work.
It's very possible you can.
If that's how it is,
I'm
then
pretty sure like with the transferring over, it'll do the reset bag thing. Also, I love how you found the weirdest way to transition from Assassin's Creed into Pokemon. You slick bastard.
hey,
Yeah.
everything is Pokemon.
Everything's anime. Looking like Goku.
Looking like Goku.
But yeah, no, you should play Assassin's Creed 4 if you can. Play it on a PlayStation 4 or an
Pokemon.
Xbox One because it runs way better on that console, and
Pokemon.
it's so good. It's so goddamn good. One of the best games of the year. Like, I did not see this coming from Assassin's Creed. It's back on top as one of my favorite franchises. So
Really? I was totally convinced you were a fanboy.
okay.
Like for years, ever since I saw that poster for the very first
I
time.
like that. I love Assassin's Creed, and there was a point in time where I was thinking I would get the Assassin's logo printed on my arm right
But
here.
you're just very
Oh,
humane.
no.
Because that's
You're
where
just very humane.
that's
in
where
your
they-
treatment of Assassin's Creed.
That's where they have like the wristbands.
That's crossing the line if you got like a tattoo.
They
Just
have
like-
the wristbands, and that's where the
Do
A
some-
is on the
do-
wristband.
Do something more
And if-
sensible. Do something more sensible and get the dishonored
Oh,
symbol on
you're
your
my best
wrist or
friend.
something like Corvo.
What's that, Ryan?
Nothing, just muttering the lyrics of the Pokemon theme song under my breath while subliminal messaging. Yeah, so Assassin's Creed. Pokemon.
You want to
It's a great game. Gotta catch them all.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. You're my best friend.
Whirlwind
Most
was the
fan.
fan. Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
The heart's
So,
true.
speaking of Pokemon and Nintendo stuff, very Nintendo-heavy podcast, we've also been recently playing our new addiction, Project M. 3.0 recently came out.
Yes.
And,
such a great.
Good old Brahman.
Oh my god.
Fuck your Ganon.
Where can we start?
That's where we start, my
Fuck your
Ganondorf. 'Cause-
He's
all right.
so broken.
Hey,
come
hey.
on.
All right, Francis.
That's a classic,
Francis, here's a tip. Move. Move.
Fuck you.
Move.
Fuck you.
That's all you need
Listen,
to do with
man,
Zelda. Move.
Ganondorf should not deal that much damage and be that fast.
The only reason why he's fast is because you don't move.
And be that high of a weight class.
No, but my thing is
If
that
you actually
you
got out
already-
of the way, you might actually stand a chance.
No, his combos are you can combo into everything. That's the
That's
problem.
because
even if I get out of the way, you're gonna still combo me into
because I'm
something.
constantly like teching off of everything.
Yeah. Well, here's
And-
the thing: you don't have to relearn your character because you've been playing Melee Ganondorf forever.
It's
The
true.
changes in Project M to Zelda is like fucking.
It's like
Some
astronomical.
people might not know what Project M is, though.
Project M is a hacked version of
Brawl.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl to make it play like Melee. So, in other words,
No more pratfalls.
no more pratfalls.
changed the physics.
They changed the physics. They changed move sets. Like for example, Pit is not as cheesy as he was. They changed his moveset so that he's easier to combo with.
And it's harder.
It's harder to get a grasp of the character if you've played Pit. But it's like relearning an entire new character. You can't play him like you play regular.
And
Pit.
they changed Snake a bit. Like they gave him different moves. Like
that stun gun.
His side B is different, and he has like a different. His smash is no longer the rocket launcher; it's like a lunge move with a knife.
Yeah.
So he actually has a little bit more mobility on top of everything like that they've done.
With Zelda, her projectile doesn't do as much damage as does her forward B. So, for instance, that was my go-to weapon, and these guys, I annoyed the shit out of them all the time. Where you can control the ball, and initially in regular Brawl, it'll do a percentage of damage. It did really good damage, just hitting them with it. But now they lowered the damage, but the balls stay, and you can set up to 3 balls, and they tick. After a certain time, they explode, and then they do double damage, which is good. You can combo off of that, and it'll get. It's really good for people who are going against people who are gap closers. So, like, if they lunge forward you, that ball is going to stop them. But it's harder to combo with since you have to set them. You can only set 3, and it just changes the whole dynamic of the punish system that I would normally use with Zelda. Like, I would use the B and I would use the projectile to keep them far, so I don't have to move so much. To keep them far and punish them. But now with this, I have to relearn some of the movesets. But overall, it's a great hack. It's if you haven't played it yet, go ahead and do it. It's wonderful.
It's actually very easy.
It breathes new life into Brawl.
One thing I was very curious. One thing I was very curious about was, and I haven't played enough Brawl. But was Zero Suit Samus always as much of a powerhouse?
I don't remember.
I mean,
no one really ever played her that much.
I recall her forward B just being really, really powerful, like one of those kill moves. Those kill moves when you try to spike someone off the level.
Well, I haven't played Zero Suit Samus in Project M. Samus was never one of my.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even in Melee, she was pretty much always bottom tier.
I never really knew anything about.
She wasn't in
Brawl.
Zero Suit Samus wasn't in Melee.
Brawl,
And in Brawl, it was just a different skin. It was just
Well,
Speaking of which,
I'm pretty sure they're sufficiently different because
No.
They probably are different in Project M.
They're very different.
No, Zero Suit Samus and Samus are very different. Like it's like Sheik and Zelda in terms of differences.
Speaking of which, one other feature that I liked about the game was how they actually brought back 2 characters from Melee and put them back into Brawl.
Mewtwo and Roy.
And I love the extra features they also did to certain characters. Like for Mewtwo, not only does he get like the original attacks and some of the old skins and all that, but they've actually added in a little nod with the movie. And they gave him the metal armor that he had like in the first movie, and
that's pretty cool.
They added in Dr. Mario as an alternate skin now for Mario. They did like little nods.
Like Link.
I mean, I'm just happy they kept Captain Fabulous, and that's it. That's the only skin I need. I just need the white and pink Captain Falcon, and that's it.
They have
Toon Link with his pajamas.
They have like a random like Empress Peach outfit. I don't know what that's from. They have Dry Bowser from the past few games. Yeah, it's fan made. Like they have a alternate costume. They have like the Melee versions of Fox and Falco, which a lot of fans
Donkey Kong with boxing gear. I guess a strong nod to the Punch-Out game that he made a cameo in, which was very nice.
Now, if only they could just fix the announcer voice for the fan-added characters.
Mewtwo!
They had to probably.
They also separated.
Like my favorite part of
they separated Charizard, Ivysaur, and
they made
Squirtle.
Pokemon Trainer,
and they gave him some new moves to work with it.
Yeah, the new Charizard is pretty.
And
pretty
one
badass.
thing that I liked were some of the stages that they threw in there. Skyward Sword has its own stage now,
which they custom made. It looks fantastic.
And Castlevania has its own stage. And it's crazy. Simon Belmont's not in it, but it's such a great now. It's a great shot.
And they bring back some of the best 64 levels too.
They really did.
They have Hyrule Castle. Kirby was a revival level in Melee, so they brought back the Melee version.
Though I don't know what the metal cavern really adds to anything. It seems
just from 64.
And the training stage. That stage is so
bullshit.
Balls hard to fight in,
especially
if you're going against Ganondorf.
You're gonna hear a lot of Francis complaining about Ganondorf.
I
wonder why.
Yeah, because he likes to gloat with his Ganondorf.
Because oops, they broke it.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not only that. Like he'll hit you with his the Warlock Punch.
There's
he hits you.
No. There's Warlock Punch, which is just Falcon
like
Punch
anymore.
But there's like
fun to nod.
There's the side choke, Flame Choke. Flame choke has always been like I always had a bit of a weird thing with it because it grabs you, but in Project M, it's really comboable because they actually let you
Yeah.
link off of it better. And depending on the character or depending on what the person's doing trying to get out of it, you can hit them with a down smash on the way out. And then that puts them for more linkable combos. Like they're flying in the air, up in the air, and then like forward air, and they're dead. Like
Bang,
I have gotten combos like that before. Like not 0 to death, but that'd be great.
They also got rid of
I
some.
4-stocked you last week, and you were really pissed.
I laughed in the end. Don't worry.
Yeah, you were salty as fuck.
My entire time playing him against his Ganondorf is like, he's not gonna 4-stock me. He's not gonna 4-stock me.
That was
And
your
he didn't,
intent.
he didn't. I
But I
can't,
3-stocked you a lot.
Yeah, whatever. I 3-stocked you too.
Yeah, I know.
All right then.
I
Yeah.
did also
He did
like
for-
how some
he
characters
did
they did
four-stock
tweak
me.
for the better as well though. Like they actually gave Mario some of his old moves back. No more
They
flood.
don't have the flood.
Mario doesn't have his motorcycle no more, which is actually alright because the tackle attack I actually find
That
more
tackle attack
useful.
is vicious,
A
yeah.
hell of a lot useful than the fucking motorcycle. And
They were-
Pitts, they also changed the Pit with his up B, so
Yeah,
he doesn't have the
yeah,
extra
yeah.
flight and all that. Like they got rid of some features.
They made Peach glorious again.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's so broken.
So, well, she always has been.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Sonic, I'm not sure if they even changed.
They gave him extra skins, so now he doesn't just have.
And we
Maybe
haven't,
he's
we
already
haven't
seen what?
checked
We
all
don't,
the
we
characters
really
yet.
don't. We really
'Cause
don't
we
play
play-
Sonic.
we-
I
trying to
tried
play
Game
the
and
same.
Watch,
There's a
and
lot
I
of-
really didn't see much of a
The
difference.
Game and Watch
Link's
didn't really
character
change
is
either.
Oh,
better.
Link is
They
so-
changed,
Link
they
is
changed
so
the Link.
beautiful.
Especially his boomerang.
I only ever played Game and
We've
Watch.
already established
Bop,
how much I
bop,
love the
though.
boomerang. It just works so great.
Yeah. Just beautiful.
It was a
It's
well-done
a work of art. It's like it's been. They've done a few of these updates over the years. Like this is 3.0, and it just shows like the love and care,
3.0.
like the dedication that the true Smash Brothers fan base has. That they would be willing to do something like this on their own free time, not for money, well, because they can't really charge for it. And it like
I mean,
going
they
through,
can ask for donations. but
going
that's
through
about it.
loopholes to somehow not only make this thing work, but to make it work on the console it's meant for with the actual game. So it's technically not piracy, but it's still some kind of mod. It's basically the closest thing a console game has gotten to like a mod. Like you,
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard people trying to play this on Dolphin, but it doesn't run that well because Dolphin's kind of a weird thing to try and
Indeed.
run with games.
Yeah,
and such.
anytime I would see it in a natively console game, it'd first always be like SNES generation, and always have some, and it'd also be like PC only. You'd have to download from the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
and then using that.
And we actually tried it on the Wii U, and it works
and it
on
works.
the Wii U.
It's kind of surprising. I think the only thing I
Now we can
noticed.
throw away that
It is
fucking
possible
Wii.
to get those mods off the computer and onto the native hardware.
You could sell it for
but
$20.
it's
But it's for the
complicated
GameCube,
process.
But you have a GameCube.
But it's a GameCube that does 480p.
Oh my god.
I know.
nobody cares.
Exactly.
Nobody I mean, we can't throw away the GameCube because we have a Game Boy player for it.
Yeah, no, it's our
The
GameCube.
GameCube is more useful than the Wii.
You have a point.
We can play my copy of Pokemon Green on his
Well,
GameCube.
next month. Well, I hope it fucking finally comes
Next
out.
year,
but-
pretty much.
No. Next
No,
month.
next year.
The Retron 5 finally comes out in like a week or two.
Tits.
Hopefully, I won't be broke.
So what is that? SNES, NES, Master System, Saturn,
Famicom,
Genesis,
Famicom.
Famicom, Super Famicom,
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, and regular Game Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like because the Game Boy
Yeah.
support does all that. So it's like
Yeah.
9 consoles all in one. It's like $100, and it's like awesome kind of like Android emulation, like home menus and such.
Uh-huh.
So it can actually like they can up-res it to like 720p, like with like doing some like scanline stuff and everything, like up-resing it. And from what I heard, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it actually finally fucking comes out in June.
It's only $100 too.
$100 is a deal. Actually, funny enough, I was walking by Urban Outfitters earlier today with Bo, and no, they had a Retron 2 in the window. And I'm like, I wonder how much that costs. I walk in to go see how much it costs. It was $70. Fuck them.
It's Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, exactly. And the Retron 2 isn't even that good.
No, it's-
The other one, the retro bit ones are way better.
Yeah.
Like the
Yes.
home console versions.
The
But
Retron 4 was really good.
yeah, I heard a lot of good about that one. So. Oh man,
Oh man.
Timing.
it's been, we got a lot.
Time
We got a lot
flies.
of talk.
In case you guys haven't heard, for the gamers out there, McDonald's is giving away an Xbox One. You buy medium fries or a quarter
Yeah,
pounder
that's
or a
real.
premium thing. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, the Xbox One didn't sell as good as
It's
people
still-
thought
dude,
it would.
Gee, I wouldn't have
it's
seen
so
that
good.
coming.
I don't know what
It's
they
so
were-
good.
Dude.
Come on. But
Dude.
compared to the
Dude.
PS4's day one,
Dude, there's
Sale.
the sales numbers really don't matter. They're both selling pretty well. They're dude. Xbox One is probably at about 2 million. PlayStation's like 2.2 million.
The projection
They are,
is probably
they are
shot
pretty
themselves,
close. The surprising part is that both of them can keep up with the supply. That's the thing. It's crazy that they're actually able to make them as fast as they can and being able to like not be
And
sold
keep
out.
up.
Or like having not people having to resort to like going to eBay to buy one at double the price. Thank
Well,
fucking God for the
like
scalpers.
the day one Xbox One, the boxes alone, people are selling for like $200, $300.
That's
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because people are trying to trick people on
and
eBay.
and the achievements. You hear about that one guy who bought a
Trying to-
picture of an Xbox One?
He got his
for-
money back. He
Yeah.
got his money back. But it was like some teenager
in England. Yeah.
like who bought an Xbox One. He bought a photo of an Xbox
Did they
One.
just word it weirdly, or?
No, yeah, they said like this is a photo of the Xbox One that you're going to win, and he like spent like $700 on it. And so like there was
Like
a
that's
photo.
how you bought that Droid X. That had
that
bad
Droid X with
ESM.
a, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Why
like,
does you
like
never
those people
say
that
last
like
name?
those pictures on that you get on from like the internet. Somebody who bought a PSP and instead it was a
Game Boy?
It was a Game Boy.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet still, you know.
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
works.
Yeah, that's
If
the
it
thing.
works, that's the
Yeah.
magic word right there.
Oh man, Book Off. They've got like not only do they have that Saturn, but they have a Game Gear there too.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single game I want to play.
That's the only problem. I can't think of a single game I want to play on Game Gear, and there's a lot of
We
problems.
should have got on that
Around
Super
for collector's
Famicom.
value?
though.
There's a lot of problems with Game Gears because over
Is
the
there,
years.
do they still have the Castlevania?
What?
Or did they sell it?
Oh,
Castlevania?
so they sold it a
Castlevania.
while ago. They sold it a while
Well,
ago.
I mean, if you, just for the
Ba-ba-ba-da.
sake of collection, you might just want the Game Gear, but
Yeah, but like
Even if it's
I would
just to
want,
have,
if I want a game
instead of
console, I want it to
having.
work. And the thing with
Yeah.
Game Gears is that the screens kind of fade out over the years. Like they start having problems because they're like really tiny CRTs, and CRTs break pretty like over time.
Like
CRTs
everything else in
break?
the 90s.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why we don't have them anymore.
Bread makes you fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Aww.
Awkward silence.
Always.
Well, I was actually gonna
All
say
good
that when
podcast
I
games.
worked at GameStop, they were expecting both the Xbox Ones and PlayStation 4s to completely sell out. So after pre-orders, I had to keep declining people that came in at a certain time that there was just no more to give.
did they ever take it out on you? That's so sad to hear.
Well, yeah, like there'll be like little kids. Can I pre-order the PlayStation 4? And I'm like, there's
There
no
are those people
PlayStation
that still
4s.
fucking show up at like midnight, just like, you guys got PlayStation 4s? It's like, no, we pre-ordered them out. Oh, okay.
So, but what I heard
I understand.
what I heard with Xbox One is that a lot of stores like they had enough, but it's still they couldn't accept more pre-orders, like you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But they had enough to fulfill the pre-orders. But then there were other stores, random like retailers or mom and pop stores. They could just walk in. You got an Xbox One? Yeah, here.
Well,
you know?
probably shouldn't say this. GameStop employees, I'm not supposed to.
And GameStop can.
But
Eat a
what
dick.
happens is that managers are entitled to get a free PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One. So
Damn.
basically, they have it reserved without pre-ordering. So if I was a manager, I'd get 2 consoles for free, and then I could also get, if I wanted to buy them, I would
Wow.
also buy
Wow.
them too.
Fucking eBay,
Interesting lesson.
right there.
Is
Yeah,
that
wow.
is that how they get on eBay?
Ha!
At-
See what you-
But it was
At
okay
places.
because it was on eBay.
Oh man, time to go fill out a fucking.
Application
for
and just start
GameStop.
handing them out to GameStop.
I'm just here for the PS5.
No.
Oh no, we're already at pre-orders on those.
There's
too.
a nice like 90+ minute long video on the internet of why you don't want to work at a GameStop.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah.
I'll take your silence as a
GameStop is it's a good place to work.
Hey,
I'm not
you
gonna
want
lie.
to know what? A job's a job, and that's what I'll say. So-
No, honestly, because the thing about GameStop
Unless
is
the
like you
hands
get
are
really
blowed
close to
up.
the employees, so it's like it's more like a family. Like, because a lot of GameStops you don't hire that many people, so it's like 5 people to
Yeah, I
a
hear
store.
Do they still do the whole pat down thing when you leave?
No,
No.
I didn't realize they even had
My
that.
store-
Okay, I'm just
concept.
wondering. No,
What?
there's
That's
this.
Harlem.
No,
Job does that too, though.
I've seen this happen before. Like when you leave the store to GameStop, like the people who like work the cash registers and storage, they
Assistant
have you
managers and all
take
that.
they take your backpack, empty it out, see if they have anything in the store, and then they have you empty out your pockets, spread arms out, and turn around, and they pat you down to see if you've taken anything.
Where did
My
you
job
see
doesn't
this?
And
Games
you
don't
have
have
to
the media in there anyway.
My job does
Yeah,
the
but
same
you
thing.
can't
It's
get
storage.
you can't get access
Storage.
to any of the shit there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an employee, I think that's
what
what you
that's
mean.
why I'm
right?
saying the
Oh,
employee.
Yeah.
employees.
This
That's
is
the
employees.
customer.
Oh.
This is the employees that this happens to.
Both jobs
Nobody's
I had
gonna
recently
find
did
that
shit.
fucking link between worlds in my ass crack. You know, we made the copy of Link Between Worlds. I wonder where it might be. Francis, why are you walking? Why are you walking like you've got a stick in your ass? Like, hey, you don't judge me and my life's choices, okay? Sorry. We love the gays.
Okay to begin. Oh man. Oh yeah, and I've got a great Black Friday story since that was the last time we were on the podcast. Was
Walmart.
Yeah, we go to Walmart.
You go to
So-
Water World.
So, I had bought a bunch of stuff over Black Friday. I got Tomb Raider, which they're making PS4 and Xbox One versions of Tomb Raider, so
Why?
fuck you.
Uh,
Fuck you so hard. Just because it's the definitive version, as they're calling it. And I'm like, I'll still play
Square
it.
Enix needs to get their money back. That's
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
We're too busy
we
making
still,
Kingdom Hearts 3 right now.
it's the most successful Tomb Raider at launch, and we still not making money back for it.
Here's the thing.
Oh
and
my god, we put too much
to
money into
every,
the-
I'm gonna say this
Every
now, and I've been
13
saying
is-
it since they announced it.
Yeah.
To everybody excited about Kingdom Hearts 3, you better go out and get that Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
if you
'cause-
want Kingdom Hearts 3, because Square Enix is in the shitter. They have no money. They're staying afloat because of stupid social games that they're selling in Japan, not even here. And that's all that's keeping them afloat. So if you want that Kingdom Hearts 3, you go buy that Final Fantasy
Yeah.
Versus. You know, even if you don't
Well,
want to fight, just buy it. Keep it in your
It's
shelf.
the
Yeah.
official
You know, just
number.
keep it in your
so,
shelf.
so yeah, like I was saying, so
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, GTA 5, the new Ratchet and Clank, I've heard a lot of good. Batman Arkham Origins,
Knack.
Tales of Exilia. No, that was before. I'm getting to that with the story. And
Shitty game.
I'm trying to think.
Shitty
Yeah,
game.
fuck Knack. And Killer is Dead, and The Last of Us. Yeah, Killer is Dead was later, but I bought all that stuff, and what was that? GameStop was doing a sale for Tales of Exilia for $20.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
GameStop.
Yeah, so I
Fuck
bought
you.
2 of them, and I took one of them and I sold
Fuck
them
you.
to the store, to a local store of ours, because they were
The
taking-
local store was giving you $30 for the game. GameStop was
40.
selling it give $40 for the game. GameStop was selling it for 20.
20.
Infinite profit.
Yeah.
I would have bought like 5 copies, sold them back.
No, but
You know?
they kind of question you of why you're selling more than one copy of the same game.
Yeah,
because-
GameStop actually, if you sell too many of the same thing, or if you go to them with like 80 iPods, we gotta cut you off and be like, why do you have 80
Exactly.
iPods?
Yeah,
See
I
what-
mean, you're that's
So
kinda
what
dumb.
can they take? Like,
There's so many.
No,
you
they
iPods?
can take them, but if you come up to me with 120 iPods talking about I want to sell these iPods,
like where do they cut
I'm gonna
you
think
off,
you
though?
stole them.
If you got 120 iPods, go to eBay.
Yeah, no. So I had that, and then they said they were starting doing promotions where they had like sell 3 games you get this much, sell this many games you get this much extra on top of your total. So I'm like, oh, I've got 6 games I can sell, and one of them was Knack. So it was since it was PlayStation 4 games had just come
That
out.
game has a knack for getting me bored.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so boring.
Oh, those
But-
puns have been
so-
done already.
So
Yeah,
like
it's
I
phenomenal.
grabbed
Even Reggie
grabbed a
did
few
it.
games that I thought would have some good value and stuff that I've never played that were like still sealed on my
Valkyria
shelf.
Chronicles. I didn't even you lent it to me, and I didn't even touch it.
You didn't even
I
touch
didn't
it.
touch it.
So like we can't blame each other.
I mean, it's a good game.
I heard it's great, and I just never got to play it. So I sold all that off, and I got $148 back from everything, which was roughly the amount I spent on all the games for Black Friday. So, in other words, I broke even on Black
And
Friday.
he screwed me over because I told him to buy me a copy of Tales of Exilia and then sell it at GameStop. He would have gotten his
well, you
$20
the
bucks.
store that we go
Yeah,
to.
yeah, and sell it at the store. He would have gotten his $20 back. I would have gotten $20. No. I hate you. It's the blanket all over again.
No,
Actually, that
the
was
fourth.
first.
That was the first.
All right, so
oh yeah, no, we got this nice little TARDIS one
So
you saw on Facebook.
we're gonna cut it there, and that's all
I
the
think
time
that's
we
a
have
pretty
for now
solid
because
episode.
we're gonna go get drunk.
Try
That's what
to.
we do at Friday nights.
and
you
play
know?
a lot of Project M.
Play Project M. He doesn't because he's.
Drink more, Freddy.
You know that's that study that says if you don't drink, you die young. So
You
good
die
luck.
young.
All right,
Francis,
dying
Francis,
at
keep your hands
27.
up, Freddy.
Keep your hands up, Freddy.
Keep your hands up, Freddy.
I
him
don't
up.
think the Bible says I have to do this, Bob.
Oh, Bob.
I don't know where in
Well,
the Bible it says.
that's
God
it
is
for
the key to
us.
enlightenment.
Well,
This
my
week.
computer's telling me that I'm full, so this is nerdy enough, and I think I busted.
Good night. Stay nerdy, planet Earth.
Oh, my soul.
Excuse me, I'm 11 and a half. What does it mean to get drunk?
We got
I'm
that.
ruling.